Hey there. Today I want to share my personal story about my experience with social media addiction. You know, the kind where you wake up, scroll through your phone, and the next thing you know it's lunchtime, and you've been mindlessly tapping away for hours. Yeah, that kind. So let me take you back to a typical Tuesday morning. I woke up and like most of us, the first thing I did was reach for my phone. I thought, just a quick check on Instagram and TikTok to see what I missed. Fast forward 2 hours, and I was still scrolling. I had caught up on everyone's brunch photos, watched a bunch of cat videos, and somehow ended up on conspiracy theories about pigeons being government drones. That's when it hit me. I was a zombie. My eyes were glued to the screen, my mind was in a totally different universe, and my life outside was just passing by. I wasn't living, I was just existing in a digital bubble. I remember looking out the window and seeing the world go by, people walking their dogs, kids playing, even the neighbor watering his plants. It was like a whole other reality that I was missing out on. At first, I shrugged it off. I mean, who hasn't spent an entire Sunday scrolling through feeds? But as the weeks went by, it became a problem. I was using social media as a crutch, you know? When I felt bored or lonely, I'd just dive into my phone instead of connecting with friends in real life. I'd wake up thinking about what I'd post instead of what I'd do that day. My self-worth became tangled with likes and comments. It got pretty messy, and I found myself anxious and stressed every time I saw someone having the perfect life online. Spoiler alert, it wasn't even real. So one night, I decided enough was enough. I sat down and had a heart-to-heart with myself. I remembered the joy of hanging out with friends, laughing over dinner, and having deep conversations without checking my phone every 5 minutes. I missed those moments. I wanted to reconnect not just with my friends, but with myself, you know? I took action. I set boundaries. I deleted some apps, turned off notifications, and even started a no phone during meals rule. The first few days were hard. Talk about withdrawal symptoms. But slowly, I began to fill that time with things I loved. Reading books, going for walks, or just sitting in a cafe and people watching. Fast forward a few months, and I can honestly say I'm in a much better place. I still use social media, but now it feels like a tool rather than a lifeline. I post when I want, not when I feel I have to, and I've learned to be present in my life. So if you ever find yourself lost in the endless scroll of social media, take a step back. You might discover that there's a beautiful world outside your screen just waiting for you to dive in. Thanks for listening to my story. Let's keep this conversation going. How has social media impacted your life? Hit me up in the comments. Until next time, take care and stay connected, but remember to unplug every now and then.